Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present the video highlights of the match between G2 Esports and Oxygen Esports during the Six Invitational 2025. Want to remind that you have opportunity to support the channel on the Patreon page. Find the link in the description or in the comments. Enjoy.
It's Uno's going for the plant to smoke, however, will cancel them temporarily.
It's a great play there. They're already baiting utility and they get hat with the grenade gone. Now they've still got some smoke canisters. They've got no more as that one gets loose. But there's 30 seconds. Blaz pops the head off of Yoga and, well, they're not going to waste any time. They have a 4 versus 2. They have the hatch. Is a bit of a back and forth, but they've actually rotated their way out in the chaos. There, Nuez has been able to isolate the players that went for the cross. They're inside the other side at this point, but they've sort of gone maybe a little bit too deep. The cover is there from Doki. Watching for an engagement that he can't quite get snap blocked shut. And now the fight of the way out of green, it just leaves. Blaz in the middle, it's a bit of an awkward gun to manipulate, goes to the secondary. Is he gonna find his second on it? No, and I mean, obviously, they lost the hatch. There was the control there. It's G2, the only team that was undefeated, didn't drop a single map during group stages. And then Alamau gets the head of hat. It's Doki driving around the side to get a second. They've got control very quick, and this is why their attack stat is so good. So precise, so succinct, and so deadly. The drop there, Uno has the crossfight. Doki does go down. Another 4 versus 2. We know how the last one went, but it seems like they're more focused on killing rather than an objective right now.
Yeah, they have the numbers as well, and they have the positions to do that, but yet again, it is starting to slightly slip away as Gomez finds 2. This time, though, plant is going to go down. There's no way that Gomez can cancel this. 45 seconds will be counting as Blaz is going to find the final kill. G2 is going to be able to find the trade.
Wall, he gives away his position now. Are OXG going to try and close down on this? Look at the slow creep around of Gomez. He's about to find a fight, but he's well watched. Loira picks up that opener. Doki gets hat. Takes a lot of damage for it, but it's another 5 versus 3.
And G2 now losing a member. Uno gone, a feet being spotted out, but Alamau trying to find an angle left or right. The opening from the Selma should provide a bit of extra width, but Newer's just surviving there by the inch of a bullet to come through as Laura shuts him down and Diaz finds Blaz.
40 seconds, 3 versus 2, but a lot of damage done to pretty much everybody still standing. Yoga on the slow creep up blue stairs. They're well aware of it though, and Yoga actually just leaves. 20 seconds, he's not gonna risk. Oh no, he double steps! He gets the head at 1, he gets the head at 2! Alamau! All that's left here, worried about the fight behind him, but he's also got a fight in front of him and one with a kid on the floor as well. He's just steadying his way through, but OXG are giving him nothing. And they will also get nothing. Gonna hold the plant, but it's an easy cleanup for Diaz. For that kit to go cold in a devastating position. Alamau is on the long watch on the drone, but as soon as somebody tries to sort of get boots on the ground, it's gonna get picked up. The swing on the cover, Alamau goes down, and then there is that C4 that'll dictate the action here. 4 versus 3 versus 4 versus 3. Traded back and forth because Loira pops off for a triple. Hits the hatch and goes to the secondary. Can he get it? No, but it's a plant. Off the back of the heroics of Loira. Hat wears it atop and puts them in the 1 versus 1, but he knows he's got a fight here. Uno versus Hat. One of the oldest guns versus one of the newest here. And they're playing a juggling game of time, of pressure, of awareness. The flash will get thrown out towards it. He avoids it, and he's gonna drop down, find the fight, but 18 seconds. Uno, he's playing this cautiously. He's sticking, Hat's holding on. Uno's got to swing, and he finds it at the end.
Good job, bro.
To start working himself towards the side slowly but steadily and start to creep out some of those angles as Yoga will find Alamau though, so that's a bit of pressure now suddenly gone. He finds himself below though, so that's a very crucial factor as one more drops on the side itself.
That's it. They're able to keep their self rolling, but 30 seconds and the rotate's coming back round to the top. Loira, the man who saved the round with the drive last time, is caught out by Diaz. Well aware, watching, and the pop over the mirror window isn't quite as effective as a well-timed C4. Leaving just Blaz gets the first. The second swings on. And the hold in Janitors with the mirror windows just proves. A couple of overlaying Selmas. What is Loira going to try here? The flashes perfectly threaded, and there's the spray, the connection onto one. But he gets caught out by the second and the third. Gomez ties it on. The shield, the clash operating and slowing Doki. And it's just a bit of an execution towards the end. OXG play in the corner. The utility's being used quite heavily, though. They have what? A frag grenade to try and roll this out, apart from maybe using the smokes for the motion. They use it here at the top and spray on the Deimos track, but the player survived. I assume there's some sort of structure. There is the Kiva barricade on the back. Now it will break, but the smoke downs the player. There's one, there's two, no! If it had just shot, but we get that benefit and they do not. Now OXG trades out. Didn't know about Doki's position, now they do. And a 4 versus 2. Hat, hurt, either side the swing as Doki's to pick up. Wants the connection with Diaz, who's just dropped towards the bottom, but even Alamau stepped in now, offering support to his teammate, tearing the head off of that approach.
C4 actually blew up the SCARZ mid-air because you saw them hang out there. Either way, the 5-on-3, the S goes down, and Nitrocell will kill Alamau. There's a bit of a hope. Suddenly we're in a 2v2 situation. Yoga together with the Kali. I mean, this shield is in a perfect opportunity now to get the injury onto Uno. No! He gets knifed. He didn't check the right corner. And Hat in a 1v2. He's been there before. Needs to clutch it out. The SPSMG9 in a 1v2.
I mean, at this point, in the middle of this fight, it's a tough gun to manipulate, but his main's even tougher. Doki puts that round. The pressure and the break here. They're moving behind the Flores drone, but he isn't gifted a body to find the fight on. They're deep, they're tucked, and they're yellow pinged, but it's sprayed through the sofa. Uno caught on a drone, and Newers gets the swing from Loira. A 5 versus 3 onto open is actually a jump out, but traded by a Claymore. So technically doesn't really affect too much, but 2 versus 4. You have the glass, you have that first pick, but you've utilized all your smoke canisters. Although leaving just Alamau alone, he's also used all of his. It's a bit of a close down on his position and his space. He bought himself some time, but with a minute, can he buy himself the kills needed? Doesn't get the player going for the plant. At this point, he has to fight his way across 3. This is much intel. And then moving over towards the elevator, the roll down, the drop, the bees and the player inside. The Goyo canister will stop them moving around the swing, but it's Alamau that suffers against Hat. Inside vault, 4 versus 5, 25 seconds though. So they still need to try and move on the back of this, and Diaz does, gets Blaz. Doki, he doesn't really know which way to look because these holes in the defense have appeared. They haven't dropped, and Diaz gets a double. They go for the first fight and can't connect it. OXG wrapped around and left the sole player. There's 1 for Loira, there's 2. Almost gets a third, but they slip their way into Garage.
Let's go!
B2.
There's a worry about a potential other jump out. Loira is thinking, oh, he's 4-4, go for it in the meantime. Gets 1, gets 2, and basically shuts down this round.
4 versus 2, Loira, and well, he should get picked up and does. 30 seconds. Diaz and Newers have to try and go for kills here because the kit is outside, far, far away, and they will not make it anywhere close in time. They know someone's about to head up. There's a C4 ripped and ready, I believe, to come over the top. It doesn't get the catch, but the player in the elevator will. At this point, Diaz is doing his best for a quad, but they do not have the kit. Alamau just has to survive and hide and get out of there, and they are trying desperately to find him, but he's chilling at his desk, getting his work done, and getting G2 around.
What a way to end a round like that.
Back end of a smoke. There goes Gomez now, following through when he realizes he's not going to get swung. The pressure on the back of Vault Hatch might be followed here behind you. Well, it's 1 out by Hat. And now 10 seconds. They're caught in a crossfire. Newers has to try and fight their way across. Gomez gets Alamau, but the plant needs to come through. It's a 2 versus 3 versus 2 versus 1. Doki, all that's left, just has to survive, and he can't. Newers screamed his way through, across red, across the sides, and across G2 OXG.
I mean, looking at the overall scoreboard, 2 players stick out, but realistically, this was a very fun game to watch. I will say, Loira had way too many moments.
I was just about to say, like, scrap the G2 logo, just put Loira's head right there versus Oxygen. Like, Loira, if it wasn't for Loira, for a lot of these rounds, OXG probably gets this over in a 7-3, maybe a 7-2. Loira was making
map earlier on in the day.
Yep.
And then they doubled it down. Will they be able to repeat the same thing here? Removing Shopify Rebellion and G2. Some of the most experienced players at this tournament.
Yeah.
On their side as well. It's an exploration up, and Loira actually goes up and up. He's to the top floor, and there's a fight that Alamau loses out to Yoga. Do they know about Loira's adventure, though?
They're going to be able to hack the cams right now, and that means that all those Valkyrie cameras that have been placed by Alamau are going to be in control of the side of Oxygen as well. They're going to be aware of where these players are, and Loira will be shut down as a result of it. And there you have it. Suddenly that road just falls apart. There's 40 seconds left, though, and there's not a lot of control for the side of Oxygen on the side itself. Still a lot of work to do, but at least they have the man advantage.
That's it, and at this point, what are they going to opt for? Well, pressure on cargo stairs and the drop down the warehouse hatch seems to be the MO, and there's that hack camera, the reveal of the positions. They know exactly where the players are, and now they're going to fight against them. There it is. The impact round, the swing for one. There's two. It's the shooting gallery. Either side, the pressure can't quite come quick enough. And they did not have a while in this final close down. Alamau gets the first, and once again, Nurse is knocked out of the round before it can really come to blows. Loira partially blinded, and Uno holding on ready and steady to rock and roll. Swings wide on towards Gomez, outside of the walkway breach, and Loira wants to double dip and does. Finds one as Uno punctuates his point, and a flawless from G2.
Exactly what I said.
If he doesn't get a kill here, survive for as long as possible. Newers opening up inside warehouse. It's usually the entry death, but as Blaz slips their way through, does damage, doesn't see the cover of Hat. Second Hat. Great take, and he might have shown some frustrations after round 1 and 2, but he is getting them out of his system on the third. 45 seconds, and they get themselves in for an execute.
Great opener from him, indeed, finding themselves with those 2 kills. Uno, though, strikes back before Yoga finds one, and suddenly the kid is down cold now. 30 seconds. G2 just need to chill at this point. They know that the diffuser needs to be picked up, and Alamau will go down. It's only up to Uno now in that 1v2.
Well, he's deep, and they've been able to get themselves around the side. They're probably going to tuck plant close to the right-hand side. That's where Yoga has gone, so there's a single body of cover, and well, Uno's going to go on the rotate round towards cargo, try and stop the plant. He's a little bit too late, but he can't get Diaz either. Move off of the impacted castle. The C4 on the drone player. Hat. A response.
If you saw his camera, he's been getting such frustrating deaths as well, but Loira aggressive, and this is exactly the game. This is what Uno said, right? Like, he knows exactly what they're gonna do to try and lean into it as Loira finds himself another kill.
Whilst being hot drone.
Yeah, I mean, they know that they're upstairs, they know they have to take him down, but he's just not giving up, and he's having an incredible game.
Alamau's here for support as well. He's inside the connector, watching and waiting, and he could take the hatch drop, but he doesn't want it because Blaz is also here. That was from underneath. They have just walked into a loop line trap. Rotate, put some pressure elsewhere. The C4 ready to make friends with somebody close by, but it just gets the down. Should be able to collect it, but they won't get those bodies. There's Hat. Baited the play. News goes down at the same time. Now Diaz is on the ground. They pulled themselves away from the smoke, not confirmed, but as Gomez goes, they've got to quickly go and get Diaz back up. Keep the pressure on. Look at the health of G2.
Back out the building, going over towards the blue side stairs, hoping to put a bit of pressure on. They know Doki's in that corner. They're going for the challenge, not quite connecting. They need to go there. There's 10 seconds left, and as Diaz finds one, Alamau trades, leaving it only up to Blaz. He's about on 1 HP. He needs to find 2, but he won't. Newers is going to shut it down, and Oxygen to find their second. There's so much information on the side of Oxygen. G2 knows exactly where all of them are, as Loira does finally get shut down. The one thing I'm worrying about, though, is they have Newers on the IQ, yet they're not finding these Valkyrie cameras that are giving away the opportunity. Alamau, in the meantime, rotated up, takes down a flank throw, gives away his position in that case, and you already see some movements up top, but he's also getting the information. But my question is, why did Newers not take down these Valkyrie cameras?
Yoga gets Doki, and Newers goes for the fight outside. Blaz finds Hat, and Well, who's going to win this showdown? There's Alamau looking through the floor, and he pre-fires either side. Nua's round the back. They are so close to this engagement, but it's Alamau's to win G2.
Opening to work with here, and Alamau's going to be key for that. He's going to play around on that now, trying to find himself inserted into the backline. And if he finds a kill for, but it's instead Doki that finds through. Definitely the opening is there for G2 now to keep pulling the trigger.
5 to 1 to 4, but still, when you have all of G2 charging at you.
Let's go, Doki! Let's go, bro. Guys.
But if he can get a kill, look at how spread out OXG. Oh, there's one, a freebie on the back. He looks for the second, but Uno tried to blindside their way in. A huge fight, and Doki can't win it out. Gomez, if he can get this, he probably wins the round for the team. They're flying their way back in. A 2 versus 3. Alamau and Loira either side of the fight itself, but...
Hey, Luke, someone's rotating up the staircase. And that gives Alamau the opportunity to basically start hunting on the sides, but Loira goes down.
That leaves just Alamau, and, well, he gets revenge on Gomez, but Gomez can take a rest with his heroic efforts on this site and this hold already. A player above and a player directly on the kit. At this point, he's fighting into a dead end. And a well-watched one at that.
We got this. We got this. Let's go. Come on.
To make sure he doesn't accidentally back into an engagement, and oh, instead he walks right into it. Didn't back, full forward, and
verticality. Alamau is going to be starting to put some pressure on. Makes his position know as Doki starts flooding the site with the rest of G2.
They're in, they're going for the plant, and they're just like, oh, you have vertical? So do we. Newers and Hat do get one apiece, but a post-plant situation as Blaz takes that vertical right back, caught out. Hopping in, and now Hat on the wrong side of his own soft. Gets a freebie. Is he going to try and confirm it, though? I mean, Doki is just watching this from above. It's technically a 1 versus 1. Doki's not going to risk the pick back up at this point because, well, he knows he can't make it. The C4. Oh, it's bait. Luring him in. And missing him. 15 seconds. There's the spray, and he gets it! And he might have been frustrated at the start of the round in the cams, but that sure put a smile on his face.
Oh my God, man. So good.
Gonna swing on a wall here and get a kill. He's been pretty good at this before, but it doesn't look itself out. And, well, there's the premonition, but that was a double stack. Yoga, I don't know if that was right place, right time, but it's definitely something that...
Of jungle, that is staying close. Uno now going into mezzanines as well. Shots are being exchanged as Laura finds yet another, but the trades just keep coming through. This is a one-dimensional push coming in, Emmy.
I mean, that's it, directly in towards IT. A 4 versus 3 at this point. Nope, make that a 4 versus 2. As there's an easy swing round against Blaz now. They've pulled themselves back. OXG repositioned themselves brilliantly to just allow this execute. Everything is now, oh, you are probably going to enter here, so we've taken a step back, and the man with the premonitions.
Let's go.
Didn't see that coming. Find a single bit of joy anywhere here.
Nothing is being given to them. And as another one falls, it's Doki and Blaz trying to stop Oxygen from reaching map and series point. Doki finding Newers, opens it up.
Danger and find one of these loose players. The pings are there and they get it encircled with a minute, but it is still a 3 versus 2, and there's still Yoga on the top floor. And they are just as aware. The pressure on towards EXO. They move in on the hatch itself. Blaz suffers. Doki's found a fight elsewhere. It's 2 1 versus 1s. If Yoga makes the move, then suddenly they can tip that balance. But there is Blaz getting one, and there's that vertical. Blaz inside. They need to try and look out this fight here. There's Doki, can't make it to trade out OXG.
One more fucking round. Let's go. One clean round. We're good. We're good. We're good.
People are currently operating from G2 to get this single kill, and they just can't get it pinned down. Blaz just hops in, goes for the plant, secured some cover, and Alamau making the second stick. Uno watching for the doors, waiting, but Alamau has gone down below. There's Uno getting one. Hat finishes them off. 4 versus 2, and the C4 goes, but they do get down at the same second. If that can be called and confirmed, it would leave just Hat. When has he been in this situation before? How about the last time he clutched it out? Everything to do here and a lot less to do it with. They are well aware of Hat's position. The first fight takes a lot out of him. The second is the end, and we are in OT. They want to offer the support. The hop out doesn't net them anything, but it's watched by Uno. Well, he said he had his predictions right. And that's one well played. The blitz goes down. Hat gets almost two. Doki is on a sliver of health. And the plant's being secured. They're well aware of it. Are they going to try and get the cover? The C4 is good. 3 against 3, and they're just going to pick up immediately. And again, trust the cover. It's going to be a very important swing, but Yoga gets the plant in 9 seconds. And a 2 versus 2. They have to scream their way in towards this engagement. Can they keep their player protected? No is the answer, but he can't find the last. As close as it could be.
Good shit. Good shit. Let's go. Come on. Good shit, Diaz. Let's go, man. Good fucking shit. Let's
Key. Might be that first point of cause here. They want to try and make sure Doki cannot swing onto this. They're hoping it goes to the window, but it's the vertical of Loira. Operates, activates, drops 2 players. Hat goes down on the window as well. Yoga still has the kit. Diaz is still standing. But Hat was outside, so there's no way they're getting him up. Alamau finds Diaz, and that is G2 taking us all the way. With less of the surprise elements they had before. Alamau, as bold as an Ash can be, is that break on the shield position. They're in, they're blind, and there's Doki round the back. They're moving on for a second, and they get it. Yoga does find Doki before Alamau, but Gomez pops up and gets Alamau. They lose the shield, they lose Blaz. Oh, in fact, Uno, he's the one still going, and he's knocked down the Elamine! Loira, the big factor for G2! The man who's had so many clutch moments, so many multi-kills, he's gone! OXG had one of the best days of Siege they will ever have and ever remember!
Edge sword too, you know, you start out so hot and then you meet your first loss. Whether that's a mental block, whether that's a team situation, then you get into your next game. And when you're going against Oxygen, they just came off of a hot game earlier today. That's hard to go up against. It's hard to recoup and balance everything. But a player that I really have to talk about is Loira. I mean, putting up phenomenal numbers, especially in that bank. He's the one that realistically kept the hopes and dreams of G2 alive, unfortunately, with Oxygen closing it out. But yes, hats off to Loira. A standout performance from him.
I mean, you could just look at the stats. 8-0 on the opening kills for Loira. Great play from him. Obviously, he deserves his respect. But on the side of OXG, I mean, the opening kills were not in their favor, but they still ended up coming out through. Obviously, the teamwork is firing on all cylinders for them. Consistency is the most important.